Welcome to a very different night of Colts training camp, as you can probably see behind us. Shane Steichen came up with this idea. It was a night practice. They brought everybody out here. They've got fireworks going on. The temperature dipped for everybody. This felt like a high school football game, except that I didn't get to eat any slightly stale popcorn. That's the only thing that felt different. It turned out to be a really cool idea from Shane Steichen. From a football standpoint, even better for us because it was all scrimmage.
That's the thing about it. It had that Friday night feel of high school football, but high-level play on the field. Like, this was one of the most fun practices I've covered because they just went 11 on 11 constantly, passing game constantly, and put on a show, quite frankly. I thought both quarterbacks, Anthony Richardson and Daniel Jones, showed more of the strides that they've been showing, but going down the field more, Anthony Richardson had a couple of nice deep fade completions. A.D. Mitchell put on his first show at camp, like, Latu, bending around the edge. Like, if you want to come out and get a real show and not just these fireworks, they put it on tonight.
The play of the day was obvious. Tyler Warren, the first-round pick, stuck his left hand up on a ball that I thought had no shot of being caught, tapped it to himself and caught it as he was falling. Unbelievable catch. The play of not just this camp, but probably a couple of camps in a row for Tyler Warren. You could tell the excitement level from the fans, but also just these players were a little bit up because of the atmosphere.
Yeah, I mean, there's no other play you could quite put on the level of Tyler Warren's, but I will say A.D. Mitchell going up for a deep ball to set it up at the 1-yard line. Gorgeous pass from Anthony Richardson as well. Like, to see that connection just set up the next touchdown pass to Alec Pierce in a hurry up, that had to be a decent number 2, but there's no topping the Warren catch.
Shane Steichen has been looking for ways to make this camp more intense. This is one of the ideas, some of the sudden change stuff. Camp is going to ratchet up here next week when they go to Baltimore for a joint practice with the Ravens. Indy Star's going to be covering everything for the Indy Star. I'm Joel A. Erickson. This is Nate Atkins.
I'll start off. Great atmosphere tonight. The fan support to come out. Obviously, having the night practice here was phenomenal. Shoot, it felt kind of like a little fall night tonight. But it was great. Good competition, back and forth. Love the effort, love the energy from our guys tonight, so it was really good.
Shane, we were talking to some of the event staff, and they said that you kind of came to them about this idea and had the idea, at least at some point, came from you. Why was this a good idea in your mind?
I kind of wanted to bring back like that Friday night feel when you're in high school, playing under the lights. That was always a special time for myself and a lot of these guys, doing that. So to have that opportunity to do it here, at Grand Park in front of our fans, I thought it was really special.
And then you don't get a lot of scrimmage, like full scrimmage type practices in the NFL.
Yeah.
When was the last time you've done one like this, where it's just a ton of 11 on 11?
Probably a couple years ago, but it was good to get that. Obviously, we did our pregame warm-up just like we would in the game with everything we did, and it was just 11 on 11, got our field goal, got some special teams in there, but it was good. You warm up, and then you go freaking play like you do in high school, so just like you do in a game, so it was fun.
Shane, what were your thoughts on the explosives you saw tonight?
It was good. Obviously, you want to be explosive offensively, and the guys made some plays down the field. Ashton had a big one. AD had a big one. So it was good to see.
Was that a little bit more of an emphasis? It just felt like we hadn't really seen Anthony specifically kind of go deep, and then tonight, a couple of them.
Yeah, he made some really good plays. Obviously, as we get ramping up these things, we put some more offense in, and it was a really good job by those guys, executing offensively.
Tyler Warren had the catch over the middle. Your thoughts on that catch from that guy?
It was an incredible catch, but I did get some backlash because the guys thought it was a sack, and it might have been, and I'll take that blame. It probably definitely was, and I was watching the route, so that was on me, but it was a hell of a catch by Tyler in that situation.
Is it getting to the point you expect these catches from him?
Yeah, absolutely. You saw it on the college tape. He did it all his college career. Obviously, this last year at Penn State was phenomenal, so to see it come to life here with us, it's been really good to see.
We were talking about how it was a little slower of a start to camp for AD, but big night for him tonight. Just how encouraging was that?
Very encouraging. Like I said, I think he's a hell of a football player. His route running ability, I've talked about it multiple times, is really good. And for him to make the plays that he did tonight, you can just see the growth there.
Shane, what did you see from Latu? It seemed like he was in the backfield.
Yeah, he was. Obviously going into his second year, obviously you want to see that jump. He's put in the work, put in the effort, had some really good rushes tonight, and we need that this season from him.
Going to the Friday Night Lights field, did you feel the guys feed off that energy? You felt like they were celebrating every big play. There was a ton of them.
Oh, yeah, it was awesome. It was great to see. Anytime, you can have some back-and-forth banter with the offense and defense, get the energy going, the urgency going. It was awesome.
Has there been a progression tonight? Is there anything going on with those two?
Yeah, Buck's got a foot, and Mooney just had a rest day. Yeah.
Has there been a progression with the quarterbacks over the course of this camp, and is that natural? Do you expect that?
Yeah, you want to see growth, obviously, from day 1 to whatever we're in now, day 7, day 8, keeping track of these days. Both have been doing a really good job. It's been both of them have, made plays at a high level the last couple days, and that's what you want to see. You want to see growth, you want to see completions, you want to see the offense moving up and down the field, so both have been doing a really good job.
With Jalen and Juju, hamstrings can kind of be a wide range. What are you guys expecting with them?
We'll see. I think, Jalen's is a little more severe than Juju's, but I don't have a timetable on their return.
Will Mallory, you've seen him make some plays on the field. What stood out to you about just his growth?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, he's a guy that when we saw him coming out of college a couple of years ago, good route runner, good hands, and then, to see it progress over the last couple of years and then going into this training camp, he's got a really good feel, a good knack, certain routes we put him on, but he's made some tight window catches in training camp so far, and you need to make tight window catches in this league, and I think he's done a nice job of that.
Shane, with Anthony, it seems like the underneath stuff's a little cleaner for
Yeah.
him. Have you observed that?
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I think everything's cleaner right now. He's playing at a high level. He's making good decisions with the football, taking the completions when needed, so it's been really good to see.
Shane, how do you balance ramping things up in this second week, but recognizing that it really only is week 2 of camp, not going too quickly with it?
Yeah, I think, there's got to be urgency, though. Obviously, when the pads come on, the urgency picks up a little bit. We got a couple more practices, and, we head to Baltimore. We got a game a week from today. So the urgency's got to be there every single day moving forward.
So
A couple more?
what scenarios did you put them through at the end? We were trying to look at the clock. How much
Yeah,
time was left?
there was 46 seconds left. There was no timeouts. The offense was down by 7. They needed a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to win it.
Going through the full pregame warm-up today, was that kind of intentional to add to that kind of Friday night?
Yeah, absolutely. Wanted the pregame warm-up and then go into a scrimmage atmosphere, like it's a game. So that was the whole intent behind everything.
Sheriff, are you ready to share how you're going to do your quarterbacks at the preseason games?
We're going to talk through that tomorrow and probably have a final decision on Monday for that.
You've been all over the place in this camp. It seems like you're getting a lot more of the short stuff down, and your route tree feels like it's expanded versus last year. There's a lot of vertical stuff. What's gone into, your off-season work, and are you feeling like things have changed a little bit this summer?
Oh yeah, I think it's just being a lot more comfortable within the offense. I put a lot of work in the off season down in South Florida, Gold Feet. So just putting the work in, really trying to clean up the routes, and just really just understand why we're doing a certain concept. That's really helped me out a lot. So yeah, I definitely feel like I've taken that next step in that area of my game.
I feel like your confidence, out on the field, is a lot, higher or better than last year. Just having that year under your belt in that off-season work.
Oh yeah, definitely. I feel like it's like a whole new me. Coming in, and it's all facets of my game. Wide receiver and in the return game, really. Just catching punts, being back there, even in the kickoff return game. I feel like I'm a lot more comfortable. So yeah, that brings the confidence with it, and just lets me to go out there and just play fast.
Was it frustrating the way last year went for you? You lost the return job there for a little bit, got it back. Was it frustrating kind of getting the ups and downs of the rookie season?
I mean, you got to just kind of keep a steady head. Yeah, it's definitely frustrating because you put all the work in. You want to be out there with the guys, and that was a new thing for me. But I feel like I handled it like a pro, and I came with the new mindset this year of that's my job, and I got to do whatever I can to keep it. So. Yeah, it was frustrating, but I don't really let that affect me. It's a new year, so it's new opportunities.
When you left the end of that season, what do you think you took away from that rookie season? More importantly,
I feel like just I didn't at times wasn't playing like myself. Just being a super aggressive returner. That's something I prided myself on in college. I feel like I kind of got away from that at times last year. And like I said, I feel like that was just a comfortability thing. The punts are a lot different in the NFL. Just getting used to hang time. The snap, how long I got from the snap to it hits his hands, just little things like that. I feel like I've tried to really break down and over the off season and try and just get better at those type of things.
Is it a little bit different just because there's a lot more roofs in the NFL too? A lot of times in college you're looking up into the sky versus.
Not so much. Really just the punters. The punters and the gunners. You got some punters that can boom it. You got some punters that, they might not boom it, but they got great placement. So, it was just taking, getting adjusted to that. But like I said, I feel like it's a new year, and I'm excited for the opportunities ahead.
You go through some of the stuff last year, some of the struggles, but I guess how do you stay up? Everyone says it. I know it's not probably as easy as it sounds. So what things did you do to make sure? Okay, I have to make sure I stack these days this way.
Just staying true to yourself. Knowing that you might not be immediate result, and that you got to wake up and do the grind every single day. Nothing is given to you in this league. So really, just being around my family, they help me out a lot. But like I said, you got to wake up, you got to grind every day and know that one day it's gonna come. It might not be tomorrow, but it's gonna come. So that was the biggest thing.
That'll be the last one for tonight. What's the atmosphere out there tonight?
It was good, what I'm saying? It's nice to come out there under the lights, In a week we'll be doing it against another opponent, but it was a fun atmosphere. Shout out to fans for coming out, and we had a good practice out there.
What's different for you about this camp coming in with a lot of starting experience and kind of more of a set role? Like last year you were competing for that, the past couple of years like that. I guess what is, if anything, is different about this camp?
Man, ain't nothing different. You got to go out there, compete, make the team, be the best you can be every day. Continue to stack up those mental reps and those physical reps to go out there and play the best you can play.
How was Javarius Ward and Cam Bynum? How have those guys kind of challenged you all in that secondary range level?
They're both good. Me and Mooney sit right next to each other in the meeting, so we sit there, chit-chat, pass ideas along to each other. Cam's a great guy to have back there as well, someone who communicates well, someone who knows how to play and do his role at a high level. So, they definitely help elevate the secondary.
What was your first impression of Lou when you met him?
It's funny, he reminded me, I ain't go to Bama, but I was recruited by Bama. He reminded me a lot of Nick Saban, and I was like, it didn't click to me that they both coached together in Miami when, Lou was younger. So, great guy, great teacher, really involved in secondary, and someone who, he knows the defense in and out, obviously, and, helps, teach everybody around him. And at the end of the day, demands excellence and, is a great coach.
We've heard from a lot of the guys that they expect in Lou's defense they're going to be put in really good positions to succeed. Do you feel that from your position? Because it feels like Cam really fits that free safety spot, and then you just clean up everything in front of you. Do you feel like you're in kind of an optimal position here?
I feel like, at the end of the day, whatever position they put me in, I'm going to go out there and play at a high level, learn my responsibility, do it at a high level, and go out there and have fun.
Nick, going into a contract year, do you think about the contract?
I don't care. I don't think about any of that. At the end of the day, between my agent, the team, and God. So I ain't, I'm not worried about that.
Have they had discussions about it?
I'm just out here playing football. I'm worried about practice and going home and getting some rest.
Noticed after one play, Quentin came up and dapped you up. We don't see a lot of interaction between safety and guards. How do you see him in the building with each and every one of you, regardless of position or how he is as a leader?
Q is a good guy. At the end of the day, I'm always joking with him about how much, he says I never say anything nice about how much he eats and everything like that. But at the end of the day, Q is a great guy. We're always meeting in, run situations and everything. So it's good to go against someone who, is as great as him and done it for a lot of years consistently. So he's a great guy.
Nick, what's the biggest difference with the secondary this year, just overall, compared to last year?
Just more experience. We bring guys, guys who have played a lot of football. Mooney, and you bring in Cam Bynum, and then along with Kenny, guys who have played a lot of football to help the young guys. Still Jalen Jones, Juju Brents, myself. We played a lot of football, even though we're younger. But just a lot of experience in this room now.
All right. Well, thanks, Nate.
All right, so you came with Lou along to a new destination here in Indianapolis. How has that relationship, I guess, how do you appreciate coming along with this coach to a new place, and how do you see your role here?
Yeah, when I got the call from him, I'm very grateful that he reached out first off. But it's made the transition super easy for me. Now it's all about building relationships with my teammates, staff members. I'm not stressing about learning a new defense. So I'm very thankful for him, Coach Betcher, organization for trusting me. And Indy's been a great place. We love Cincy, me and my wife, for the last 4 years. I love Coach Lou, so it's a perfect fit for me.
What is it about Lou? What is it about Lou?
He's kind of like that cool uncle. He, we talk about our rooms, our living room, and he kind of heads that. He'll be real with you though. If you're not playing well, he'll let you know. But I trust him. I believe in him. He's real with you, so I appreciate that.
So you've been playing really well out there, making all. Pro Bowlers coming back.
Yeah. I built a great relationship with Z. I played behind Logan Wilson in Cincinnati for years. I'm a guy, once I get my role, I'm going to do whatever I can to the best of my ability in that role. And right now when Z comes back, I know he's going to be the one, and I'm perfectly fine with that. He's been a great player, been a leading tackler in this league. He's a great leader. So I'm just going to do whatever's asked of me on this team.
How much do you see this as an opportunity? This depth chart has established for you to play a little bit more on defense than you had when you got to Cincinnati.
Yeah. Just coming here, that's what Lou told me. There's going to be an opportunity here. Opportunity to play early because JC was kind of banged up during OTAs, obviously Z. So just getting reps under my belt, just playing football again. I'm very thankful for that.
How have you and Zaire kind of built that relationship? You said it was pretty easy. So what things have you done to kind of get this together?
I've known him a little bit just from training in the offseason together a couple years ago, but just being guys, man, just talking. He's picking my brain, I'm picking his brain. I'm helping him with the defense. Obviously, he's trying to learn it. He's going to be the guy, so I'm holding no secrets back there.
What's it like to play in coverage as a linebacker, just with some of the DBs that you guys have here, bringing in, Mooney and Bynum and Kenny, and just have that kind of group around?
We had a great DB room. We got a great D-line room. It's been fun. And in Lou's defense, we need some great DBs, and we got them here. And it's going to be fun. Those guys can cover. We can rush the passer. So we just got to put it all together now.
Jim, does this feel like Friday night a little bit?
It does. It does. I tried to go home and take a nap before this, but it didn't really work. I was all giddy. No, that was a great setting out there, a great environment. It was fun. Kind of put you in a little game atmosphere. That's what we were trying to get tonight, and I had a blast.
You're on quick around now.
Come on. Oh, why are you close?
I don't know. This is just my normal statement. How fun was it out there under the lights tonight?
Man, it was real fun out there, man. It brought me back to my high school days. Being out there like a Friday night, but it's a Thursday night, so it felt great out there.
Bro, what jump have you seen from Latu on the edge there? What steps has he taken to become a better player coming into this year?
Latu, man, he getting better each and every day, man. You could tell that he rushing the edge better. He know how to use his move. He using his body more and making everything precise and getting to the quarterback quicker.
What was your first impression of Lou?
When I first talked to Lou, man, I say, who this guy is? Then, but talking to him, Lou, he's a great guy, man. He's a very straightforward guy, and he's a great guy.
How much do you appreciate, you're one of the veterans who've been here forever, but it seems like he's going to correct people, whether you've been here 10 years or you're a rookie. How do you appreciate that as a veteran?
I appreciate it a lot, man, because it's keeping everybody on their toes and making sure you're doing everything right. And if we keep that going, we'll be a great defense. We already getting there each day, and being on top of the veterans, always to the rookies. So that's a big thing.
Do you feel like this has kind of brought a spark to the defense?
I mean, we've been had a spark, but I'll say staying on top of the veterans and stuff like that is even better. So that's there.
Grove, you're going up against Anthony tonight. How different is he compared to last year?
Anthony, oh man, so I talk trash to him each and every day, man, and going against him, it's a great thing because you can tell he's on it, he focused, and I talk trash to him and try to throw him off, but he still stay locked in, and you can just tell he growing out there each and every day, each and every play too. So.
Does he ever talk any trash tonight?
He talk a little trash. He say I can't catch him if he running and stuff like that. So, but I tell him I catch him in the game.
What's it been like getting to know Daniel Jones and seeing him on the opposite side?
Oh man, so Daniel, he don't say much to me, but it's great to get to know him and talk to him a little bit and to see what he do out there and see that he pushing the offense and getting learning new things and stuff with the offense. So it's a great thing to see him out there doing his thing.